Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'll show you how you can create a page flip intro or logo animation inside of Hitfilm Express. So let's take a look at the preview and get started. Alright, so in order to create this animation, you just need to make sure that you are running the latest version of Hitfilm Express, which is Hitfilm 2021.2, as we will be using this effect called page curl, which is available only in the latest version of Hitfilm Express. So make sure you update your Hitfilm Express if you haven't already. And once you've done that, then we are good to go. So the first thing we'll do is create a new composite shot. I'm going to call this main. And for the duration, let's go with 5 seconds long. 1920, 1080, 30 FPS should be good enough. Then click on OK. Then we'll create another composite shot, and this will be our logo placeholder. And for the width, I'm going to go with, let's go with 400 by 400 and click on OK. And in this logo placeholder comp, I'm going to drag in a logo. I'm going to use this YouTube logo and just scale it down till it fits within the size of this comp. And then you can just close out of this. So let's bring in this logo placeholder comp inside our main comp. So you can see your logo inside here. Then we're going to just straight away go to effects and search for page curl. And we're going to use the one which is under warp page curl, and we can just apply it onto the layer. And you can see the page curl is already working. So let's see what each setting does. So the first one is fold corner, that says top left. So you can choose where it folds. Right now it's set to top left, and you can see that it is working absolutely fine. And then we have top right, and then we also have bottom left and bottom right. So I'm going to keep this to top left for now. And then we have the curl point, which is basically the position, the crosshair in the middle. You can see that we can just control it on the screen, or we can just use these values over here to control the positioning of this point. So we can animate this position value and create our page curl animation. Then the next one is the curl radius, the amount of curl you want in your animation. So you can crank it up to whatever value that you want. So I think the default value looks fine, which is 0.10. And then we have the roll up. If I just enable this, you can see the roll up in action. You can actually see it rolls when you move the point away from or in the corner. You can see that the roll happening over there. If I uncheck this, it's disabled. And now if I check it again, we have the roll over there. Mirror rear, pretty essential. You can see if I just turn it off, then it will display a white color for the background. And you can also click on use rear alpha if you want to disable this extra white area which is generated by default if you disable the mirror rear effect. So I like to use mirror rear and also the rear alpha. It just works fine together, and we get this realistic looking page curl effect. So make sure you have all these settings, and then we can keyframe the position. So make sure your playhead is at the very first frame. So we can change the position and just bring it over here. And I'm going to just disable the roll. I don't think we need it for now, or let's just keep it on. It's completely up to you if you want to keep it on or off. So let's just create a position keyframe, and I'm going to make sure that it is right away from the scene over here. And then we can move forward to maybe like a second or maybe 2 seconds and change the position and bring it to the top left corner. Since we have set the fold corner to top left, I'm going to set the end point to the top left over here. If you set this to top right, then you can see the direction of the curl changes. So just have to bear that in mind. So we have this simple page curl animation on our logo. Right, that is looking great. So we have this animation, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create multiple copies of this animation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply a fill color effect on this. So let's just drag that in, and we can change the fill color to any color that you want. Let's start with a white color. can see we have this white fill over here, and we can just duplicate the entire layer, and we can just move this layer forward by about, like, let's do 5 frames. And we can just change the fill color. Let's go to effects, fill color, and we can just pick any color that we want. So maybe we can just use something like orange or something. I think I will just disable the roll up effect, so let's just disable that. Yeah, that looks fine now. So we have that, and I can just duplicate it one more time and move it forward by about 5 frames, and repeat the process by just changing the fill color to something else. Click on OK, duplicate it one more time. Let's move it 5 frames forward and go to effects, fill color, and change it to a different color. Duplicate it again, move it forward 5 frames, effects, fill color, and just pick any color that you want. And I'm going to do it one more time, move it forward 5 frames. This one will be like our main logo, which will be the final. So I'm going to rename this to final, and you can just duplicate it as many times as you want, but I'm just going to create like 6 copies, and the topmost, it would be the final one, which will reveal our logo. So in this one, I'm just going to delete the fill color, and it will actually reveal our main logo like that. All right, so you can even go to fill color and enable the roll up on this. I'm just going to turn it off. All right, so you can see we have this really cool animation going on. You might also notice, I'm not sure if you can see this, but let me just zoom in, and you can see at the borders, you might be able to see some extra colors at the edges. So what we can do in order to fix that is, it's because of this extra layers we have at the bottom. What you can do to fix this is you can go to your final comp, and you can just go to transform, and you can scale this up by 1 pixel or 1%. So I'm going to type in 101, and that should fix that issue. That is looking great. So let me just set this to scale to fit, and real quick, I'm just going to create a new plane layer. I'm going to call this BG for background. Let's change its color to a lighter shade of gray color. Click on OK. Just bring it to the bottom, and on the final comp, the layer, I'm just going to apply an effect called drop shadow. Let's apply it on this layer, and on the drop shadow, we can just increase the penumbra value like that. Right, so it will look something like this. I think it's a bit too much, so let's just reduce that to something like 16 or 15, and you can just play around with the opacity if you want. Right, that's looking good. So we can just play the scan and see how that looks. You can even just create your own animation by going into the page curl, so you can make it come from all the different angles. So for example, right now I started from this point. You can change it and start it from this point, and you can see that you will have this nice animation going on. And right, so you can create as many directions as you want, which is what I did in my first example that you saw in the preview. All right, so let's create a new text layer and just type in anything that you want. Let's say username, and you can go to your text, and you can change it to any text that you want. Let's change the color. Let me use a different font, and let's just bring it down like that. All right, so we have this animation, and now let's apply a page curl effect on our text as well. So page curl, type it in the effects, page curl under warp, apply it on the text layer. All right, now if I change the curl point on this layer, you're going to notice that the text doesn't completely disappear. It's not constrained to this bounding box of the text, but it is going to take the bounding box of this entire comp, the page curl effect. So in order to fix this, what we can do is, let me just delete the page curl from here. We're going to create a composite shot out of our text. So check your text layer, right click, click on make composite shot, click on OK, and I'm going to go to settings and change the height and make this 100. Okay, click on OK. Now select your text layer and just position this text in the center like so. Go back and just bring this text under your logo, and now if you apply the page curl effect, I can see the curl point will be constrained within this this composite shot size. So if I just move it away, you can see that it just disappears within this size. So let's quickly create an animation. So maybe we'll go somewhere over here, be 2 seconds, and we'll just put the position over here somewhere, create a keyframe on position. Let's go to 3 seconds and bring it back to 0 or something. Yeah, somewhere over here, so that our text is entirely visible. So there you go. That's all you have to do to create this animation. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something new. This page curl effect is pretty powerful, and I'm glad that this is available in the free version of Hitfilm, which is Hitfilm Express. So in the future, I'm planning to do more tutorials using the page curl effect. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel if you don't want to miss that out. Other than that, if this video is helpful, please make sure you like the video and also subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.